Hello everyone, please sit back and listen a little bit to all the nonsense I'm going to tell you in the next few minutes, and it might be some useful information. Let's talk about credit. There is a big issue going on with the credit system in the United States, meaning people's personal credit. Everybody knows about credit. You need to have good credit to get a car loan or a house loan, a mortgage. You need a good credit for that. Now, the way the banks operate, that if you miss a payment, your credit goes down a lot. I mean, the credit bureaus work that way. Now, if a person misses 2 to 3 payments, I think, your whole credit could be gone, like ruined for the next 7 years. When all you did, you just didn't have money to pay for a few months. I'm asking, why is the government not doing anything? This is like completely nonsense and radical, and to me it seems like the banks are losing money out of it. Why in the world it's a normal thing for a person to lose their job and to be out of money for a few months? It doesn't mean the person is irresponsible. The person can be a very responsible person. When the person took out that loan, the person took out a mortgage or a credit card, whatever loan it is that he didn't pay, he had the money. Then he came to a point where he lost his job, so he didn't have where to pay back at that moment. So why shouldn't there be a system that he has a right to go to the bank and push over his loans for 6 months? Maybe he's going to have to pay a fee for it. Not maybe, he should have to pay a fee for it. But he should be able to come to the bank with proof. Right now I am unemployed and I cannot pay at the moment, so he should have a right for 6 months to push over his loans, and every month add a charge for not paying, but it cannot impact his credit. Why isn't that a law? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It is true most people that have bad credit are irresponsible, but there's a lot of people who are very responsible people and their credit goes crashing because they didn't have money. And you know what happens afterwards? The banks are losing out because most people will never end up paying if they don't have to. Let's say it's a credit card charge. They're not going to pay because it's not going to help anything. So most people just don't pay for it, as far as I know. So why are the banks doing it? Because they are radical animals. It's the old system. It used to be the old school like that, and they just never thought about the fact of, like, let him rebuild. The person lost his job, give him a break for a second. And of course, a person shouldn't be able to just walk in every year and say, okay, for 6 months I'm pushing off my loan. I'm talking once in 5 years or once in 7 years. It's a normal thing for a person to lose their job. Now, what happens right now, it's happening something crazy. Starting May, based on the information I got, the Housing Administration approved a 40-year mortgage, and they approved that people with bad credit will be able to get loans. Not only they will be able to get loans, they'll be able to get loans with a fee waiver, something like that, which the people with the good credit are going to have to pay. It sounds very stupid what I just said, but that's exactly what the housing department did. They literally put on a fee. Again, as far as I know, it's only if you put down 5% for your house, only 5% for the mortgage. And because you need to buy an insurance, there's a fee on it, which the government put on, and that fee will be taken off for the people with a bad credit, and only the people with a good credit are going to have to pay that fee. That means it's kind of like the people with the bad credit, the thing is that everybody tried to work on the good credit in order to be able to get the mortgages, not just the mortgages, the cheapest deal on the mortgages, because when you have good credit, your interest rates are cheaper. Now it's going to be the opposite. It's like you're going to have to ruin your credit. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And don't take my advice. Don't go and ruin your credit. Go do your research. But it's just simple nonsense. Simple nonsense. So when you go to ask a Democrat, yeah, Biden did it. Why did he do it? Why should we be so selfish? We should help the less fortunate people with the bad credit. Whoa. Most people who have bad credit are irresponsible people. And the people who are victims for having bad credit because they just lost their job and it came to a point their savings ran out and everything, it's not their fault. That is a problem that needs to be fixed. This is not going to fix the problem. That credit shouldn't be bad from the first place if they just didn't have 6 months to pay their mortgages or their credit cards. It's not going to fix anything. If something, you know what's going to happen? We might go into a new real estate bubble. Don't take my words. It might happen. Depends how it's going to play out. There's a few factors. And then it's going to go crashing. Because every person with a bad credit, almost, not every person that has bad credit because is an irresponsible person is not going to pay their mortgages. And what's going to happen? They're all going to go buy houses because they're irresponsible. They don't take any responsibility what they're doing. So they just see, oh, you can buy a house. They're going to go around buy a house and whatever mortgages, they don't care because they're not going to pay anyways. And then, booms, the whole thing is going to go collapsing. Millions of houses are going to go for foreclosure. So it's kind of like the government is turning on here a new '08 crisis, which we might end up seeing. Depends on a few factors if it could happen. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. This is completely insane, and it's completely insane that the government doesn't do anything to fix the credit card issue. The credit issue. The whole idea that you could just ruin someone's credit because they missed a couple of payments. And there's a few other problems, which hopefully we'll get to talk about it one day. And this thing of going to make 40-year mortgages, I'm not sure what this whole point of this 40-year mortgage is. I made a calculation on a mortgage calculator, will be like $100, $150 cheaper a month. I'm not sure. It depends on the price of the house, of course. But it would be like if you have to pay $2,500, you pay like $2,300, something like that. It's not even that much of a difference to help anyone. And I'm not sure how the bank is going to make any money, because if they have to waste 40 years, wait 40 years to get back their money, they're not going to make any money. But apparently I hear that most banks are not going to take this deal even. So whatever they're trying to pull off here sounds very fishy to me. And instead of dealing with the problem, they're creating a new problem. I hope you all understand. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment, and feel free to comment on anything. Remember to subscribe and hit the like button. Have a wonderful day.